Hey y'all, what's up? Hey, it's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Okay, I got a few things that I want to talk to you guys about. It's a little bit of celebrity things sprinkled in there that we're gonna get into, but more importantly, we're gonna talk about the stuff that's been going on around the world because y'all know I like to know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Around the world. You feel what I'm saying? And not really around the world as in politics, but what's just going on in our neighboring, states and stuff like that. You feel what I'm saying? So we're gonna talk about all of that. As you guys come into the video, definitely go ahead and like the video, okay? If you have yet to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We would appreciate it as we are growing over here, okay? But I want to talk to you guys real quick as we wait for more people to come on into the room. I want to talk to y'all first about Miss Letitia Scott of Love and Marriage Huntsville, for a lot of you guys that may watch that show over on OWN, okay? It comes on OWN on Saturday nights, and, they're in their sixth season. I believe they just premiered with the second episode on last week. And Letitia Scott, and I hope I didn't say Latasha Scott. Definitely don't want to mix her up with the lady of Xscape, honey. Latasha Scott and Letitia Scott, no relation. But she got a chance to sit down with Carlos King, and she kind of had a few things to chat with him about, okay? It wasn't a whole lot, but I took down enough for me to, chat with you guys about, all right? So first of all, I have to say right out the gate, love Tisha, hate Tisha, whatever way you want to feel about Tisha. Tisha looked good in that interview. For me, girl, it's giving, the hair is giving burgundy and the eyebrows were matching. And I appreciated it. I thought that she looked so cute because I think that she is an absolutely beautiful woman. So I have to give Tisha that. She looked really good in that interview, okay? So Tisha talks about why she removed herself from Twitter, all right? And she says it was because of the mother comments. All right, yeah, because the fans get a bit crazy. And you know what's insane to me? The Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base is so different from the Bravo fan base. And I understand they're two different shows, two different networks or whatever, but it's kind of hard to not compare when, Carlos King came from the background of, Bravo and stuff, and how he's kind of still heavily entwined, although he's not necessarily entwined over there, but he has a lot of connections and all that other stuff, right? When it comes to them. So I often do a bit of, comparison. And when I look at these fan bases, girl, y'all just don't be deep diving into the business of the Bravo ladies as y'all do the folks over there on the Huntsville. You feel what I'm saying? Like, where y'all really be deep diving into people business like that, pulling up their records and everything. See, this is the reason why Miss Wanda out there finna sue one of y'all right now. Okay? Miss Wanda done went all the way down to the courthouse, got her attorney. What she said, she paid him about $3,000. She ain't had a full $3,000, so she had to come up on the $3,000 or whatever to get a man the other half of it. And she hopes he takes his case, or at least he has. And she's planning on suing one of them YouTubers. I have an idea on who I think it is. But y'all be going a bit too far, girl. deep diving in the folk being like that. You feel what I'm saying? But because, the people deep dive the way that they do, and it's not really just a deep dive for Tisha. It's just more so the way people come at her on social media, okay? A lot of people can't handle all of that type of negative energy coming from them from so many different directions, people, because what we see on TV is what we see on TV versus how things are shot. So I kind of understand that, she may get frustrated because we don't get the full scope of everything. We only get what's shown to us, and that's what we judge, okay? And a lot of people like to lean into that more than others. So she said, she had to pull back. She couldn't continue to take that negativity because it was sending her into a state of depression. And I believe that, okay? It was sending her into a state of depression. She said she wasn't being a good wife. She wasn't being a good mom. Her kids wanted to do stuff. She didn't really want to do stuff with them. So she really was going through it. And one of the ways to keep her mental intact was to moonwalk out of Twitter. And ain't no telling what else she moonwalking out of, all right? So that's where Miss Tisha is. I definitely agree with her on that, because, girl, you might catch a person on the right day, which is technically the wrong day for them when you drop down in the comments with your shady stuff and ain't no telling what else they got going on in a personal. And then as soon as they hop on their social platform, this is what they see. And they be like, see, y'all just made me not even want to do just, you know what I'm saying? So I understand her, okay? Now, Tisha speaks on Melody giving her a phone call. And regarding Kimmy's gathering, she talked about that, and it says that she was surprised that Melody Melody called her, but she quickly came to and said, oh, girl, it's about that time. Meaning Melody not calling to check on her and see how she doing. Melody's calling because it's film time. And based on the conversation they already had with Carlos and the team, they already know that even if they don't like each other, girl, they're going to have to, you know what I'm saying, push through is what it's giving. And so, yeah, that's what she had to do. You know, she hopped on the car. She wasn't surprised. She realized, girl, we got to film. So I figured this got something to do with the show. This is the only reason why she could possibly be calling my phone. All right. Now, she also goes on to let us know that they have officially moved. Tisha and Marcel have officially moved into an apartment. No, ma'am, it's not Scott Manor yet. It is into an apartment because the home that they're in currently, the home that they were only supposed to be in for a limited periodically time before they moved on to another home, where that home is getting renovated at this time. So they have moved into an apartment, and hopefully those renovations are very swiftly so that they can move back into the home. But my question is, what's up with Scott Manor? We saw y'all breaking ground last season, but what's up? How far are we in the process to, you know, getting some real stuff done? You know what I'm saying? What's up going on? We need an update on Scott Manor. Y'all better not. Okay? Y'all better not film this season and not let us know, give us an update. Like, let me know what's going on, all right? But let's keep going. So Tisha says that she was genuinely happy for Kiki, you know, being a part of the show. I feel like Kiki might be in the opening credits or something. Carlos asked her about that. She was happy for Kiki. She said it was something Kiki always wanted. Kiki was the one that wanted to be on television, and Tisha was the one that didn't really care for that at all. But Tisha got the opportunity before Kiki, or whatever the case is. So now that Kiki has the opportunity to be on the show, she's happy for her, and it's like, congratulations. It's just that she didn't expect her to come on the show and try and speak on her marriage. That was the problem, okay? So Miss Tisha says she tired of sparing you hoes. Okay, I'm just telling y'all what Tisha said. Tisha said she tired of sparing y'all females on the show because a lot of y'all females have talked about her marriage. Okay, she says not just Kiki, but other females on the show. So when you say females on the show, what other females are you referring to? So it must be Kimmy and it must be Mel. So you and Kimmy must not be in the same place as we thought that y'all were progressing to a better place, especially after, you know, she received the diagnosis about cancer. So where is the friendship when it comes to y'all don't really F with each other like that, because you sure said females has spoke on yours. So I'm just saying, and I guess you also mean Tiffany as well. Okay, so girl, I guess. But Miss Tisha said at the end of the day, she getting tired of y'all, and y'all gonna keep on talking, and she gonna start letting out what the hell it is that she knows about y'all marriages and stuff. And I'm like, you might as well. I mean, because honestly, Tisha, in this space, you damned if you do and damned if you don't. For real, for real. People gonna always find something wrong when you do it right, and they're gonna always find something wrong when you do it wrong, girl. It ain't no way around it. Somebody will just do what you do, honey. She also kind of touched on thanking Martell and Melody for giving her the opportunity to be a part of this show. But she also said that thank yous could have run around to everybody, considering the fact that Martell and Melody came to them and said, hey, we got this show we just pitched about the comeback group, and we need y'all to be on board. So according to Tisha, based on how they said that, they decided to be on board. So if anything, she thinks that they also could be thanked as well for even deciding to join to be a part of the show. Yes and no, because if it would not have been y'all, it would have definitely been somebody else, okay? So there's that, all right? But that's just all that I really captured from Tisha's sit down with Carlos. You guys go ahead and leave your thoughts and comments down below on what you thought about say a sit down. You feel me? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to keep going, okay? What else do I have over here? I want to talk real quick about this case, and I'm going to have to pull up my notes to make sure that I have everything up here. So I'll be doing that quite a bit, okay? I want to talk about this Courtney Clenny situation. So a lot of you guys that may not know, she actually murdered her boyfriend. She unalived this man some time back. A lot of people didn't really care because they felt like he was with his preference, and he ended up getting clapped by his preference. So it sounds like it's a personal problem. I'm just telling y'all what the people said. And, you know, it ain't funny, but it was a little chuckle the way the people could care less, all right? So they're saying that this OnlyFans model, which is what they're calling her, Miss Courtney Clenny, sued by the family of her slain North Texas boyfriend for funeral expenses. And I feel like they should sue her for emotional distress. Now, granted, I may not have liked his preference or not. Well, really, I could care less about your preference for real. I really don't give it, to be honest with you, just me. But it's more so, I don't like when guys choose a preference and then try to down talk the very women that they came from. That's a problem for me. I have to be honest there, you know. And that's where a lot of other people were coming from. They were really upset about that. Like he said, a lot of negative things or whatever when it came to black women. So it's like, oh, well, you know, you got clapped by your preference and, you know, we're going to go on about our day. Anybody wants sushi is, you know, how they pretty much went about it. But then at the same time, I was conflicted because I felt them on that. But then I also felt like I didn't want this young lady to get away with a crime that she committed. At the end of the day, I just... No, it's not fair. So, period, you know, regardless of what he said, what he did, whatever, that don't mean she get to just skip out the jail down the yellow brick road. Absolutely no, ma'am. Put her back. So they're saying Miami social media star Courtney Clenny has been sued for negligence for fatally stabbing boyfriend and Plano native Christian Abu Meseli. I'm gonna say Christian because I don't want to butcher that name. She unalived him with a kitchen knife in their luxury apartment more than 1 year ago. The victim's father, Mr. Chio, filed the wrongful death suit against Clenny, the owners of the high-rise building where the altercation occurred, and the exclusive properties management and security companies. Baby, sue they. Yes, I know that's real, honey. Sue all of them. Now, it looks like they were saying in their headlines, and this is according to Fox News, that they were suing her for the funeral expenses. And I'm kind of like, girl, emotional distress and whatever else we can add on there. Girl, you finna pay me. What? Excuse me? You, like, if you get off on some defense, self-defense type BS or manslaughter or whatever the case is, you may get off on, Miss Ma'am. Absolutely not. You going to be paying us for the rest of your life, period. Every time you cash a check and get a check, you going to think about what you did. All right. Now, they're saying that Chio, as the representative of Christian's estate, alleges that Clenny failed to maintain the subject premises in a safe and danger-free manner when she unalived her lover to, you know, pretty much, you know, boom, 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 to death April 3rd, 2022, during an altercation in their 22nd floor, on the 22nd floor apartment. Now, the suit alleges that this young lady was negligent in that an atmosphere was created at subject building that facilitated the commissions of crimes against a person. All right, so they're saying that his estate is suing her for the cost of his medical care and funeral arrangements, loss of future income, and his family's pain and suffering. Okay, I could, yes, add the pain and suffering in there, ma'am. Add it in there because a lot of the friends were coming out and they were saying that, listen, this ain't nothing new really, because they will always, you know, fight, but primarily it would be because of her. They've seen her get aggressive with him over him getting aggressive with her. So her trying to play the victim role, these were her white buddies coming out saying absolutely not. And it was more than one of them. It was about 4 of them coming out talking about what they have witnessed when it comes to them. So, or yeah, to the both of them, okay? So there's that. What else are they saying? They're saying that this young lady who goes by Courtney Taylor online has been locked up since her August arrest, as she should, on a single count of second-degree unaliving, okay, big M, for the unaliving of her boyfriend, okay? So that's where they are. Her attorneys have argued that she was the victim of DV and acted in self-defense when she plunged it into his chest. Girl, goodbye. I believe he had more than one woom on him, okay? He had more than one woom while y'all sitting up there talking. But I don't know. I don't think that, you know, to me, based on, you know, what the friends were saying and stuff like that, I don't think that man did too much of nothing to her. I think she was acting erratic and things like that. And because she always comes off like that, she, you know. But we just gonna see. We'll see how that plays out. But I am glad that his family is suing her, okay? Let's see. Are they putting out what the total cost is? In her statement to police immediately after the confrontation, the Texas-born beauty allegedly said, I really don't know if if this was justified at all. What? That's what she said. She don't know if it was justified at all. Wow. Now the criminal charges brought her flourishing online business to a standstill. This girl was bringing in $1.8 million in 2021. She brought in 960 some thousand in 2022. And this is all according to her tax returns. Girl, what was you over there doing? These sums do not include her many other revenue streams, including Instagram, where she boasts 2 million followers and sponsor deals. Girl, I bet it did bring her her revenue to a screeching halt because she's not able to produce content no more. But yeah, sue her. Go ahead and sue all that money for they able to move it over into a trust or something like that and prevent y'all from getting a little coin. But either way, that's what's going on with her situation. She's now being sued. So good luck, all right? Let's scoot over. Let's go ahead and move on. What else do we have over here? Well, this was an interesting headline story. And this is coming from sisters out in Florida. Now, they're saying that this woman, let me pull this up on another page here, because I did want to get that headline, because they were saying one of the sisters, the doctor, choked her sister to death, basically, is what the people were saying. Okay, they said Florida doctor chokes sister to death. The family describes the women as two peas in the pie. Well, girl, they was too close in their pie for her to sit up there and choke this lady down. But let's see. Cherie Howard, 39, was arrested on second-degree charge in the death of her sister, Cheryl Lynn Howard, who was 54 years of age. Girl, what happened? The news that Cherie Howard was gone was shocking and difficult enough to bear for those who loved her. But how police say the 54-year-old St. Petersburg real estate agent died was incomprehensible. Let's see. Howard, who's 54, was strangled Tuesday by her sister, 39-year-old Cherie Howard. Girl, she strangled her in the home they shared together in the 600 block of Newton Avenue South. Now the younger sister, who is a licensed physician, faces second-degree murder charge. Girl, what was y'all fighting over? What was y'all upset over? I would want to believe it was an accident. Maybe you got so upset with her that you just, got carried away and it was too late to, retract, revive, or whatever the case is, girl. But girl, when you realize your sister wasn't getting up, I bet your whole life left your body, didn't it? Now, they're saying one sister's death and the other's arrest stunned people who know the women, including local elected officials and other community leaders who said the siblings were close and shared a desire to improve the city their family has called home for decades. Girl, you done brought a scandal down on the family. Now, police said Cherie Howard called 911 just before 3 p.m. on Tuesday and said she had just unalived Cherie Howard by strangling her, okay? Now, officers found Cherie's body on the floor just inside the front door. Now, Cherie Howard appeared to have injuries consistent with being choked. Child, this is wild. Wow. Now, they're saying that Cherie Howard, a doctor, Cherie Howard was booked and she was jailed at about 9:20 p.m. on Tuesday, and she remained there Wednesday. Bail information was not yet available. An assistant public defender was appointed to represent her and entered a not guilty plea on her behalf. Now wait, so Cherie. Girl, well, your sister name was Cherie, but your name is Cherie. Interesting, girl. Damn near the same. But listen, Cherie, the people have questions, ma'am, okay? And what I'm trying to understand is if I scroll up in this article, Susie Q, which is you, they said that you called the cops just before 9 p.m., okay, and said that you had just clapped Cherie by boom, 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 okay? That's what you did with the hands around the neck is what you did. But then you got your public defender entering a not guilty plea. I'm confused, ma'am. I mean, what happened? Was she choking on something and you were trying to help her and could not do the Heimlich and you decided to try and get it out of her that way? Like, how do you enter a not guilty plea, ma'am? Do you really want this to be tried in court? How does this work? How does this, or do you not want to just immediately say you guilty and then you sentenced? How does this work, ma'am? So they're saying Sherry worked for Keller Williams until last month, and at the time of her death was an independent real estate consultant. Now, Sherry Howard is a licensed physician in Florida and is owner and CEO of a business called On The Go DO State Records Show. Okay, according to what the state records show, she had a separate business outside of her just being a physician in Florida. By Wednesday morning, the news of Sherry's death was all over social media as people who knew her expressed shock and sadness. Now, in a Facebook post, a state house rep said that Sherry Howard was a dear friend, sister, mentor, and just a tremendous human. Okay, so that's pretty much that. You know, everybody's going on to rave about this young woman, Miss Sherry. I hate that she lost her life to the hands of her own sister. Girl, what the hell you done did now, Sherry? What the hell you done gone and did now, Sherry? I mean, did she not have the money for the rent? Like, what was she, or the mortgage, or whatever y'all had going on? Was she not paying the bills, you know? Was she messing with somebody you was with? I want to know the details about that. But, you know, your sister's gone. You can't get her back. And, girl, you're going to have to live with that for the rest of your life. And, you know, lost your license. Whether, you know, I mean, whether you do jail time, which I'm sure you will. But, girl, the license is gone. It's gone, ma'am. I hate it for you. But, good luck. That is so sad. Rest in peace to that woman. You know, prayers to her family, because y'all just took 2 L's. And I know they still trying to wrap their head around what the hell just happened. Insane, okay? But let's go ahead and let's see what else I have over here. Y'all, let's talk about these beautiful babies right here. So these individuals by the name of, I want to make sure that I say her name accurately. So let me pull it up. Madison Sims, okay? And his name is Samuel Brown. He was 18. She was 17 years of age. And they went to the prom. I believe they were, I'm not sure whose prom. I feel like it could have been her prom that they were going to out in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. But they were going to the prom. And I believe they went to the prom. After the prom, from my understanding, something may have went wrong with their vehicle. And I believe they rented a Tesla. And he and her was in the front seat. They had 2 other individuals in the back seat. And somehow, I don't know if they lost control or was unable to brake with the vehicle, and the car slammed into a semi-truck, which is so sad and so tragic. And these 2 individuals were dead upon arrival. And that is so sad. The other 2 individuals in the back, from my understanding, was in the hospital or still is in the hospital with serious injuries. Okay, so it's just a really unfortunate, sad situation. You sending your baby off to prom, and likely it's their senior year. It could have been her senior year or her junior year, whichever one. They're getting ready to come out of school, and this situation happened. A moment that you're supposed to celebrate, rejoice, be happy about, it turns into tragedy, and it's so sad. I feel so bad for their families. Like, it is so sad. I do have a news clip here. I'm not going to show the video, but I am going to play the audio for you guys. So just check out more of the details of what happened surrounding the passing of these beautiful teenagers. So y'all go ahead and check this out.
In Tuscaloosa, police are investigating a fatal accident that killed 2 teenagers and sent 2 other teens to the hospital. ABC 3340's Kyra Purvis joins us live from there now with all that we know so far.
Megan, this is where Tuscaloosa police say the accident occurred just before 2 a.m. this morning. Now, according to social media posts made by family and friends, these both victims had just attended prom. Now, according to authorities, officers were called to the intersection of Skyland Boulevard and Interstate 20 and 59 to respond to a Tesla pinned underneath a truck. Now, there were 4 occupants in the vehicle. 2 were pronounced dead at the scene. Tuscaloosa police has not yet released the names of these victims, but the Perry County School District made a Facebook post today about the incident, naming the victim as Samuel Brown, a student at Robert C. Hatch High School, and Madison Sims, a student at Paul Bryant High School in Tuscaloosa. Now, social media posts show both were attending prom together at the Tuscaloosa City School. The post has received more than 27,000 shares on Facebook. Now, there were 2 other passengers in that vehicle. They were transported to the hospital with injuries. One was considered in good condition this morning. Tuscaloosa police say the crash is still under investigation. Live in Tuscaloosa, I'm Kyra Purvis, ABC 3340 News.
Y'all, that is just so freaking sad. And I wonder how the other babies are doing that were also involved in this crash. What a tragic way. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure one of these babies was getting ready to graduate this year, if not both of them. And they won't even make it. And I believe that he had younger siblings. I'm not sure about her, but I remember seeing a post on his mom's page, who hasn't said anything on Facebook yet, and I'm sure it's still registering for her. But I believe he had like 3 younger siblings. I believe those were like, he had 2 brothers and a sister. So I can just imagine, you know, what everybody is going through. And this literally just happened. I believe it was Friday night. Y'all, like, girl, and it's so much going on. And it's crazy that so much of it was coming from Alabama, in a sense, you know. And we'll get into more of some of the stories that I learned about. But in the meantime, I want to let you guys know that these 2 individuals were not the only ones to lose their life that night, okay? There was another young lady, beautiful young lady, by the name of Charity, from my understanding, and she too lost her life that night. And I believe that, you know, it was stories that was coming out saying that this young lady was from Alabama, but it appears that she might have been from Louisiana, okay? But this beautiful young girl here, who is 17 years of age, she also died in a car crash out in Louisiana. They said that she was not wearing a seatbelt, and she was in the vehicle with, I do believe that could have been her boyfriend at the time. I believe that could have been her boyfriend that she was with. All right, so they're saying prom night turned out to be the last night for Charity Dunbar of Louisiana. According to Louisiana State Police, Charity Dunbar, 17, died in a car accident on Friday evening. Dunbar was driving a Nissan Sentra west on Louisiana Road when she failed to stop at a stop sign, crashing into a Porsche that had entered the intersection. The Nissan left the roadway and it flipped. The Porsche crashed into a Toyota Highlander preparing to make a left turn and on that same road, and Dunbar was not wearing a seatbelt and died at the scene. They said a juvenile passenger in the car, also unrestrained, was also injured in the crash, and said the passenger was taken to a hospital with moderate injuries, okay? Now, they're saying the drivers of the Porsche and Toyota, along with a passenger in the Toyota, were all wearing seatbelts, and they all were uninjured in the crash. That is so sad. Like, she was so cute. She was so tiny. She was just a cutie pie. I really, really hate that. I do believe that the young man she was in the vehicle with, his mom actually came to social media and she did make a post. And she says, Lord, comfort my son on his loss. What must a mom do but pray for God to mend your broken heart? I know you are feeling overwhelmed and disgusted with losing your loved ones, but remember, God has love for all his children and that he will never leave you nor forsake you. He is the peace to all understanding. Know that mommy loves you, and I'm so sorry I can't take this pain from you. Okay, sweet girl, always in my heart. Okay, so that is just, girl, that was just too much. That was just too much. I'm like, girl, that's a lie. Rest in peace to that beautiful baby girl, and rest in peace to Madison and Samuel as well. Condolences to their families, because, girl, I could not imagine you sending your baby off to have a great time and then they don't return. You know what I'm saying? It's just so sad, and I hate that. And it brings me to my next conversation about Alabama. We have to come back and talk about Alabama, okay? Because there was a pop session that took place, and there were a few Alabama teens that did not make it out alive. So let me see if I can pull up this article. It looks like this one's on PBS. They're saying that a capping at Alabama teens' birthday party leaves 4 dead. What y'all over there doing, honey? Are y'all okay? What is y'all doing? And you know, I blame so many of y'all states. Like, first of all, y'all got to get these guns and stuff under control. And then for y'all to have the audacity to sit up here and be on some, oh, you don't have to register it. You can carry it. Open carry state. No, you don't have to register it. You can just have it on you. Do what you want to do. Y'all are the problem. Y'all are the problem. A lot of y'all is the problems, okay? A lot of y'all. But let's see what they're saying. They said a high school senior who planned to play college football was celebrating at his sister's 16th birthday party Saturday night in Alabama when the fire broke out and unalived him and 3 other people and wounded several others. See, these are stories that I cannot stand to hear. I don't want to hear about any babies passing away before they really get anywhere in life. And what kills me is when you have, and I don't know why this makes me think about Boys in the Hood a little bit. I don't know why. I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've seen it, but I feel like that guy was supposed to go off to college and do big things, and I think he could have been unalived. And that is such a common thing. Like, these guys get ready to go off and do something with their life or whatever the case is, and they don't even get the opportunity to do that because they taken out. It's crazy. They're saying police were gathering evidence Sunday at a dance studio where the party was held in downtown Dadeville. They did not immediately say if a suspect was in custody or if they knew more about any motivation. Listen, any of y'all little children that was out there, any of y'all folks that know y'all kids was out there, don't let them be on some I ain't snitching type Don't let them be on that I ain't snitching type SHI. These are your friends, your peers that were clapped. Okay, and it still could be you next time, whether you snitch or you don't. So you come out better, letting it flow out that mouth, letting people know what's going on and what you saw. All right, so they're saying that Phil Dowdell, a Dadeville high school senior who had committed to Jackson State University, was celebrating at his sister's party before he was capped. Okay. They said that he was very, very humble, never messed with anybody, always had a smile on his face. And that's how it typically goes. They don't be messing with nobody. They be over there minding their business, trying to do something with themselves. Whew, this is so sad. They said there were 4 lives tragically lost in this incident, and there's been a multitude of injuries. They said the poppings rocked the city of 3,200 residents, which is about 57 miles away from Montgomery, Alabama. Oh, child. They said what we've dealt with is something that no community should have to endure. I just ask for your patience. It's going to be a long process, but I do earnestly solicit your prayers. Absolutely. That is so sad. More than 12 hours after the popping, investigators continued filling in and out of the dance studio, denoted by a banner hanging on the outside of one-story brick building just off the square, less than a block away. So they was all up and through there, child. That's so sad. That is so sad. Now, who the fuck was the one that got trigger happy? That's what I want to know. Who got trigger happy and decided to do the absolute dog most? And whoever you are, you probably young as well. They going to get you in enough time, honey. It's not even going to be worth it at the end of the day. You did all of that and it's not going to be worth it. You caused a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, baby. And it's not going to be worth it. Because you're going to be going down, and I cannot wait to see it, okay? But rest in peace to these babies. Don't know what's going to happen with the other individuals that are seriously injured. I hope to not hear of more people passing away. I hope not as a result of this crime that took place. But prayers to that family. Just so tragic, y'all. All right, let's go ahead and move on, and let's talk about Lil' Kim. Because, Lil' Kim, what situation you had going on with your taxes and stuff like that, girl? Let me pull. So she finally, okay, shout out to Kim. They're saying, look, Kim clears her IRS tax debt of over $1 million. Girl, I know that. I know you over there clicking in your heels. Glad as hell. Glad. They said nearly 2 decades have passed since a Brooklyn legend Lil Kim had issues with the IRS. The federal government no longer has a hold over the rapper's assets now that her debt is cleared. Court documents obtained by a source tells the news station that Lil Kim, whose real name is Kimberly Denise Jones, reached an agreement with the federal tax agency for nearly $1.4 million. God. The largest tax bill Lil Kim reportedly owed was incurred in 2008 when the former Junior Mafia rapper owed close to $400,000. So you owe $400,000. So that was your largest bill that you had. So you just kept accumulating. Okay, that's what it looks like she was doing. So she accumulated. So it started out at $400,000. Then they said she was not paying her taxes. So let's go back. They said some of the tax debt Lil Kim has finally paid back, even dates back to the early 2003, okay? They said according to the IRS, Lil Kim was not paying her taxes since 2010 and was served a $127,000 bill in December of 2014 at the age of 39. Then in June 2018, Lil Kim reportedly filed for Chapter 13 bankruptcy. This type of bankruptcy, which is sometimes also known as the wage earners bankruptcy, is a type of bankruptcy that allows the debtor to catch up on their financial obligations. Now, in the documents, the hip-hop star claimed to have assets totaling $2.5 million and liabilities of $4 million, and she also owed $1.8 million in back taxes. Damn, Kim, you was just over there racking them up, huh? Girl, you just kept accumulating every year. But I guess that was going to be inevitable, because if you already owe so much and you didn't have that to pay at that time, you only gonna accumulate. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I guess that's what you was gonna do. Her largest debt included her $2 million that she owed on her New Jersey home. Girl, you was really in debt, Kim. $1.4 million unpaid federal taxes from 2004 to 2017. Ooh, unpaid legal bills. Kim, you was out there, girl. I don't know how you did it. Girl, I'm surprised you did not run to Love and Hip Hop to get a piece of a check. You hear me? I don't think I've seen Kim on Love and Hip Hop. I'm surprised you did not run and go and try and do some type of reality show and let these people give you enough of a check to bail you out with the IRS. Kim, how you been out here surviving? Girl, I don't know. But shout out to you, because after all these years, you finally got it paid off. So now they ain't got no hold on your shit no more. So congratulations to you. But girl, I'm over here side-eyed, girl. Listen. It's like being famous is all this and all that until you got to pay them fucking taxes back. And we really learned that with Wesley Snipes and stuff like that, girl. But bitch, it's like, And then it's just crazy, because once you become big, it's like, who do you really trust? How do you know the accountant that you get is going to do right by you? It's like you really can't trust nobody, for real. Because you might stick with the person that you used to have from back in the day, the old person, you know, that you knew on your come up, and then that person could sit up there and slight you too once they see your coin and see how much you've been making out here. They probably supposed to be making your quarterly tax payments for you and probably ain't making whole time you think it's stuff paid up, and it ain't paid up at all. Girl, that made me think about that lady that clapped Selena. Got Selena thinking one thing and you over here stealing from her. Girl, I forgot her name. Let me look this up. Selena Killer. I thought it was Yolanda Saldivar. I had the last name, but I couldn't think of the first one. Has she gotten her ass out yet? I hope they have not let this. Has she died? Let me see. Nah, she's still living, but it's the bitch out is the question. She might well turn around and go right back in there. Ooh, now she's supposed to get out in 2025. She served 30 years for this crime. Girl, I'm still hot about it. I'm hot. Girl, I'm still hot that she did Selena like that. Ooh. You raggedy bitch. Ooh, you're a raggedy hoe. Girl, you was just in love with Selena. You had some other shit going on with you, ma'am. But as soon as you come out, I hope you turn around and go right back in. Okay? Period. But let's go ahead and keep going. Congratulations to Miss Kim. Good luck. And let's keep going. Who else we got over here? This is a crazy story. This is a crazy story. Whew, hold on. Let me pull him up. This man is 36 years old, okay? They're saying that this Texas man, let's see what his name is, honey. Do they have his name? I believe it's Larry Pearson. Okay, they're saying a Texas man sentenced to 70 years in prison for spitting on police officers. Are you out your dog-headed mind? The way these police officers be out here clapping people and ain't serving no time. Are you out your dog-headed mind? Get this man the appeal. I don't know all the details. I'm only reading the headline. That's what I'm judging. But let's get into the details to see what's really going on here, okay? They're saying that a 36-year-old Texas man was sentenced Wednesday to 70 years in prison after he was found guilty on 2 counts of harassment of a public servant for spitting at police officers. So basically, it's not the fact that he spit on the police officers. It's the fact that they put a harassment charge out on this man. And they put 2 counts of harassment. So it was 2 officers. And then because of that, and it pisses me off right out the gate, because I feel like a lot of police officers target and harass certain individuals in certain areas of the state, if you know what I mean. But yet they can do what they want to do. But if a citizen were to do it, it's a problem. And the crazy thing is the citizen probably didn't even do nothing like that. They could just say that they did it and it's all clear. Y'all gonna take their word over anything. You know, so they're saying Larry Pearson was initially arrested in May of 2022 on multiple charges, including harassment of a public servant, assault DV, and violation of a protective order, okay? They said that a victim flagged down the police officers last May and said Pearson hit her several times and had an item on him. The weapon turned out to be an airsoft POW. Okay, they said a police report obtained stated that the victim has multiple visible injuries to her face, which prompted the police to detain him. Now, see, these are the details that y'all don't be giving us, which is why we have to get into the details to see what's really tea. And, sir, if you was over there assaulting this lady like that and doing the things that she said that you did, we no feel sorry. Hello? We no feel sorry, okay? Now, if this did not happen and you know what I'm saying, being falsely accused, then, you know, you might want to look into an appeal or something. But if this is what happened, which resulted in the police officers coming over trying to apprehend you, then I ain't got nothing for you, okay? They said while he was detained in the officer's car, Pearson started kicking at the doors. Oh, so you're damaging property. 2 officers reportedly opened the vehicle door to tell Pearson to stop, and that's when he decided to at them, all right? Now, according to multiple reports, Pearson continued to, okay, after arriving at the doggone detention center. Sir, are you okay up here? Are you mentally disturbed? Are you okay? Now, they're saying during closing arguments at Pearson's trial, Gorman asked the jury to consider sentencing Pearson to a number of years that would send a message to Pearson and society. Wow, so y'all did that. So, okay, so it's still giving, y'all really punished him for what he did to the cops, not so much as what he did to the young lady. That's what it sounded like to me. And then y'all wanted him to be punished so that it'll send a sign to society so they know not to play with the cops, is what it sounds like. I'm just telling y'all what it sounds like to me, okay? Pearson's defense attorney, Jim Shaw, implored the jury to consider that the sentencing was for a simple misdemeanor in a circumstance that got out of control due to prior convictions. Hello? The minimum sentence Pearson could have received was 25 years, and they show gave you the max is what it's giving, okay? Let's see, you're not going to get 70 years for something like this when you've never been in trouble before. That's what the prosecutor says. She says, if you're going to live the life of crime, you're going to do that among other criminals in prison. Ooh, child, let me tell you, prosecutor came to eat down. Prosecutor came to eat down, but make sure in my personal that the charges apply to the assault and the DV that was displayed upon this young woman. more than it's about what happened with the officers. In my personal, you know what I'm saying? But if they both a crime, let it be equal. But it seemed like y'all weighed it out more on that end. But, either way, sir, you locked up, and good luck. Hopefully we all around by the time you get out. But let's go ahead and keep going. You'll learn a valuable lesson with that, okay? Let's go ahead and talk about Miss Monique, okay? Because Monique looks like she is about to sue somebody. Girl, she over here, I believe she about to sue Paramount, if I could recall, over some royalty. So let's get that up. Because one thing about Auntie, I'm about to say Mama Monique. That's what I'm going to start, Mama Monique. One thing about Mama Monique. Sis gonna get her coin. Y'all can talk, say whatever you want about Monique, but sister gonna fight for herself if ain't nobody else fighting. Do you hear me? And sis is gonna get her coin. And that's exactly what she's doing. They're saying Monique sues CBS Paramount over Parker's royalties. Listen, the way they kept Parker's royalty, the Parker show in rotation. Hello? On what was it? BET and other networks, and whether it's in the afternoons or late at night, the way they kept it in rotations, this lady better had got a coin. They said Monique sued Paramount and CBS on Wednesday, seeking what the Oscar-winning actor and comedian says are unpaid royalties from her sitcom, The Parkers. The breach of contract lawsuit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court and obtained by the Associated Press alleges the defendants artificially depressed the show's profitability to retain millions that would otherwise be contractually due to Monique's production company. Girl, y'all, listen. I know a lot of people want to try and label this woman like she's the problem or whatever, but people that's coming up in the industry, in my personal opinion, y'all really don't know what she's doing for y'all. For real. Okay? She's teaching y'all how to fight. At least that's what I want to believe. She's teaching y'all how to stand up for your self, because so many people want to be famous so bad or get to a certain place that they will be either passive aggressive or just let the aggressiveness pass of others just pass by, not just like, okay, I'm just glad to be here, like, okay, let me not ask for this much because then they may let me go and get somebody else that's willing to get less than me, and you know what I'm saying? And I respect that. At the end of the day, we might not always agree with how she moves or how she presents certain things. Not so much as how she moves, but how she may present things or come at people. But at the end of the day, I see where she going, okay? She fought for her Netflix when everybody was up there calling that lady a liar and saying this didn't make sense, whatever, woo, she's problematic, all this. So that lady just did her fucking special on Netflix. I have not watched it yet. I might watch it tonight, actually. Or tomorrow. I'm trying to see what I gotta do. But either way, I've been hearing good things about it, so I do want to check it out. So I'm probably going to be watching that soon, and she got it. She made them motherfuckers pay her, and she did it. Let me see. She gonna, like, y'all can't tell me nothing. Like, we might not always like this. Hey, my sweet babies. We may not be feeling that. Or I love us for real. We may not. But the method and the madness makes sense. She got Lee Daniels to apologize after that shit. Now, I don't know what's up with Tyler, Oprah, and if that's going to be connected. And if not, I'm sure it will at some point or whatever the case is. But listen, I bet you so many people in Hollywood sitting back like, damn, like I respect that. I can't even be mad at that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, people going to make you seem like you problematic. Yeah, people, when you asking for the right shit, or when you asking for like fairness or whatever the case, they are going to make you seem like you hard to work with and that you're a problem. But then sometimes you got to dig deeper than what the headlines are saying and how people are trying to play you out to be. Because sometimes the person is likely right in a situation. So I'm here for her on this, okay? So they're saying while the series has proven to be a major financial success for its producers and distributors, the series talent have not been permitted to share in the fruits of the success. Bitch, I know you're not talking about the series talent, so you mean to tell me Candiace Vaughn ain't getting a coin either? Professor Ogilvy ain't getting nothing? Let's keep going. Whew. The suit was filed by Hicks Media, the production company Monique owns with her husband and business partner, Sidney Hicks. It names as defendants CBS Studios, Paramount Pictures, and the show's production company, Big Ticket Productions. It seeks monetary damages to be determined at trial. Girl, let Monique get a coin off this. Girl, she's coming for everything owed to her. They said emails seeking comment were sent to representatives of the defendants. The suit says the series creators and writers have been similarly underpaid and that Monique learned of the alleged breach of contract when they recently filed a similar lawsuit. I just want the contractual compensation that I've earned. Ooh. Girl, it's about contract. Wow. Okay. And I think that's also important for a lot of actors and people going into the entertainment industry. You know, they like to offer a lot of acting classes and this and that or whatever. But I think there should be a lot of business classes for the entertainment industry. You know, a lot of those classes aren't really offered unless you go off to college. But are those classes really teaching people what they need to know about the business in entertainment for real, for real? You know what I'm saying? So it's like as much as people want to offer, you know, talent, acting classes and all of that, y'all need to be offering some entertainment business classes so people know how to go about handling their taxes when you get this opportunity on a show, know this or that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't even know if you book a show, that show could lock you in for a whole year and you can't film shit else. You could book other stuff, but you probably can't work on no other sets for the rest of the year. So it's a lot that goes into it that you really learn along the way. And I wish that they had more of those classes, but I'm here in Georgia, right? I don't know what they have in New York nor LA. They may have all of that, right? But if y'all ain't got it, y'all need to get it, okay? But let's go ahead and keep going, all right? They said, let's see if there's anything else. No, they're not talking about anything else really in my personal. They're just going into the lawsuit that she had with Netflix that she ended up winning and recently did a show special with them. So we gonna see if Miss Monique gonna get her money, baby, because if she get it, somebody else might want to be shaking because she gonna come for somebody else too. All right. But either way, let's go ahead and move on, okay? I want to talk about this young man here who goes by the name of Egyptian. And let me pull him up because he did some weird stuff, y'all. Like, it's just like, are you dumb? Are you okay? He's not okay because now he's no longer alive. But let's go ahead and pull up his story. I just want to see who has more of the meat in their story for me to check out and tell you guys about this guy's situation here. I can't believe he would do something like that to his family, but let's get into it. All right, this guy, like I told you guys, goes by the name of Egyptian, and he was a rapper, okay? He was a Virginia rapper. He unalived, I'm sorry. I apologize. He did not unalive, but he popped his mama, his sister, and his brother. And then ended up dropping a music video, and I believe shortly after that music video, he ended up getting clapped or something like that, but let's get into it. Let's see, which one do I actually want to read? Okay, they said a Virginia rapper is making headlines for doing the unthinkable. The hip-hop star, who went by the name Egyptian, reportedly popped his family and released a music video before being gunned down by the police. According to ABC 8 News, the artist, who was born by the name of Ty Washington, broke into his mother's home on Tuesday, March 28th. He then fired rounds inside the home, hitting his mother, his 21-year-old sister, and his 12-year-old brother. Are you insane? Let's keep going. They said his family members were transported to a VCU medical critical care center with life-threatening injuries. Not sure where they are. They're still in recovery, so hopefully they are in a much better place. They said the manhunt was still ongoing. And in the midst of it being ongoing, he ended up releasing a music video. Now, they're saying that the release of the visuals were pre-scheduled, and it has since garnered over 43,000 views, okay, over on YouTube. I'm not going to go watch it. I'm just telling y'all what I'm not going to go do, okay? Let's see if there's been anything else that they said. They said the popping launched a citywide manhunt of the rapper after he was identified as a suspect. Egyptian was later engaged in a pop out with the police, resulting in the injury of one police officer and the death of the troubled rapper, okay, before the officers returned fire, okay? So that's what happened. They said it is unclear what caused the domestic disturbance that initiated the popping with the family, but the tragedy didn't put a halt on the release of his new video, okay? So from my understanding, I heard that he had a disagreement with his family. And from my understanding, from what I learned, was that they put him out. Okay? And because he got put out, he decided he was going to come back. And when he came back with a vengeance. And he got to popping, hitting folks and stuff. And then he decided he was going to flee all at the same time, from my understanding. And when he bent that corner, at some point, the cops caught up with him. And they said, this will be your last time trying to pull some like that and pulling a trigger. So we going to go ahead and end this today. And that is what they did, okay? I'm just telling y'all from my understanding what it was that I had learned, okay? So, very sad. I definitely hope that his family is recovering. It's so much that's been going on out here in these streets, honey. So, like I said, I definitely hope the family is doing much better and in a way better place. Probably not way better, you know what I'm saying? Because ain't no telling where they got hit at. But I hope that they're definitely on the road to recovery, okay? So, let's go ahead and get into more. What else do we have here? Quad. Well, let's go ahead and talk about Miss Quad. Miss Quad. So y'all know that Married to Medicine has been filming. And just the other day, over the weekend, Quad's ex-husband, Dr. Greg Lunsford, recently got married. Okay, he got married over the weekend. And you know what was so interesting? Y'all know, from my understanding, he's a twin. And his wife is also a twin. And I'm like, right, it's getting a little freaky over here. I don't know if they're the other twins are dating. I don't know. But I'm like, okay. But anywho, so he ended up getting married, and we do know that she is supposed to be a part of this upcoming season. And I'm also hearing that Bravo's cameras were in the building to film a bit of this, okay? Not sure how true, but that is what I am hearing, right? Well, before we get to Quad, everybody pretty much was there, okay? And all of the ladies looked beautiful. You had Dr. Simone, you had Dr. Jackie, you had, I believe it was Toya that was in the building, you had Phaedra that was in the building. Like, everybody was in the building for Greg. Like, everybody, they all was there. Let me see, who else? Oh, Heavenly, you had Simone, Heavenly, Phaedra, Toya, and Jackie were all in the building. And a lot of people were upset about that. They was like, how dare they go and support this man that, physically, harmed Quad and this and that. I don't recall what really happened between the both of them in those reports. I cannot recall. I thought it was a little bit of both being physical, but I'm not necessarily sure, okay? Either way, it doesn't matter, because those ladies still went and they supported him, because I think this is the reason, right? A lot of those ladies knew him before they even knew Quad. And even though they separated and decided to divorce, I think they could have likely still maintained whatever friendship with Greg, okay? And who doesn't love a good wedding, child? Production probably was like, hey, here's the invitation. They got some extra seats for y'all. We finna send this out. You know what I'm saying? Or whoever, like, hey, y'all want to come? And they probably was like, hey, why not? It's an opportunity for us to get dressed up. Our men want to go because they're probably still friends with Greg at the end of the day. So it's like, yeah, let us all go, and I'm gonna accompany my man to the wedding. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody had to go so they could probably come back and tell Quad about it. Like, come on, girl, okay. Now, make no mistakes. I don't think Quad give a damn. For real, I do not think Quad cares. I feel like she said that on more than one occasion. She's likely happy for him to be able to move on and find love and all of that, okay? She knew it would happen at some point, right? Well, what's also interesting is I think that some people were thinking Quad probably was scared to be on the show because the lady was coming on the show, or Greg's wife. But again, like I said, I didn't think Quad cared. But when somebody asked her about that, somebody told her they couldn't wait to see her on this season. And she says, well, we are still working through my contract. So it seems like Quad was going to be on the show, period, to get her check or whatever the case is, regardless of who was going to be on the show, because it wasn't going to affect her one way or the other. Well, they're saying that Quad said that they were still working on her contract, and that was like in the middle or the beginning of March. First of all, the lady started filming like early part of March. So it had to be somewhere in the middle when she said, we're still working on my contract. She says, we will see about me joining this season. I hope we can come to an agreement. So I don't know. Maybe Quad was like, hey, you're going to have to pay me a little bit more if you want me to, be on this show. Wow, Greg is on the show and his wife. You know what I'm saying? So if you want me on it, then you're going to have to pay me, period. That could have been something. I don't know. But what else? Somebody says, I don't appreciate you not being on Married to Medicine. You one of my faves. And Quad responded, I'm sorry, sis. How can I make it up is what she's saying. So she's confirming that she will not be returning to Married to Medicine for season 10. Now, I'm not necessarily going to miss Quad. I'm not necessarily going to miss her at all. Mariah has already said you're not Married to Medicine, my love. So we shall see. Because Phaedra, you're not Married to Medicine, my love, either. But I don't think that they replaced Quad with Phaedra. I just think they probably couldn't come to an agreement with the contract. Now, maybe they paid Phaedra a little bit more and didn't have room to give Quad more. I don't damn know. But what I can say, don't like Miss Quad going to be on the upcoming season of Married to Medicine. So I want you guys to hop down in the comments. Let me know how you feel about that. Are you going to miss Quad not being on the season, or are you just going to be like, oh, well, girl, I don't too much give a damn? Okay, that's on her. She ain't there. Oh, well. Let me know down in the comments, okay? And last, let's go ahead and talk about BScott, because I did not get a chance to touch on this last week. He had a lot to say over there on the Breakfast Club, where he talked about, which is so funny, he talked about Nene leaks, from my understanding. What else did he talk about? He talked about Porsha, Nene leaks, Porsha pretty much blocking him on social media. And, forgive me for saying him, because I really think it's her. I'm going to say her because I really feel like BScott goes by her. But so she ended up talking about Nene, Porsha, getting the block on, acting like they're not friends. BScott said, baby, we are very much so friends. Now, I'm going to call it how I see it. And you could be mad about it all day, but at the end of the day, girl, we're still friends, all right? BScott also went on to talk about Andy and how Andy should not be hosting any of the reunions when it comes to the black cast, all right? Feeling like Andy doesn't have the range or anything like that. So we're just going to go ahead and check out what it is BScott had to say about Andy on that episode. So let's check this out.
And so, we, for the last 3 years, we had exclusively on LoveBScott.com the new trailer for Housewives of Atlanta. And this year was no different. And this year it is explosive, okay? And I want to play a little clip of it.
You need to go crazy ass trick. Go cry now. The only reason why I'm crying right now is because I can't choke your ass.
Let it go. The body, mind, soul can heal itself.
Sidora husband Ralph Pittman files for divorce. Top story, baby.
Are you ready to talk about Ralph?
Yeah. I can't do this.
Break it down, break it down, break it down.
Break it down. And so the first part of that, you heard Kandi and Marlo get into a really, really heated exchange. And anytime you hear Kandi go, you know she's upset.
I told you black people love making sound.
So Kandi does. And I love Kandi. I love you, Kandi. Don't do it. So she got really upset, and it went to a new low. So basically what happened was, and also I want to say this, the reason why Bravo came to me and gave me these trailers is because they were sick and tired of me telling everything that was going on in the season.
But shouldn't they want that?
No, they didn't want me to tell everything.
Well, because you were telling things beforehand.
Absolutely,
Okay, got you.
And completely. But because I want them to know the peace treaty is off. Because they tried to do some funny business about this trailer and still trying to tell me what time it is. No one tells BScott what time it is.
What's the funny business?
The funny business is basically like, they upset that, initially, because we broke 2 Married to Medicine exclusives, they told me they were going to take the trailer somewhere else.
Got you.
And I said, if you did that, I'm going to go to war. And when I say go to war, it means that I will recap every episode of the show before the show comes out.
Talk that talk, BScott.
Oh, yeah. My sources are extensive. It's not just Housewives. I have executives, production, where we want to go with it.
Sound like Bravo just need to give BScott a show. Just give me
Pretty much.
Thank you.
Or something.
Yeah.
And to be honest, why are we letting the chopper fly? Andy Cohen does not need to be hosting the reunions for black shows.
Talk that talk.
He does not have the cultural relevance. And it's not me being disrespectful to Andy Cohen, but you can't use your white privilege to sit there and talk down to people who need that job, especially black women.
Okay.
And because he doesn't have
I
the
agree.
finesse. You can't finesse our culture. Either you're a part of it or you're not.
And Andy can choose not to make that decision because he's an executive producer, all of that.
He's EP.
Absolutely.
So B. Scott should be hosting the reunion show.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because no one has an extensive, history with the Housewives as I do.
It doesn't have to.
Clearly a love for the franchise.
I do.
But it doesn't have to be a reunion show. It could be like a show every week, a recap show.
Oh,
It doesn't have to
I
be a
like
reunion, a recap show.
I like
every
where
week
this is
where they
going.
talk about it every week.
It can come on right after the episode.
Right after the episode, or she interviews. Well, B. Scott interviews the cast and all that other stuff.
You know why that's interesting? Because there's so much conversation that happens about these shows on social media. So why wouldn't you just have a show on your network that just carries that conversation to television?
And think about this. When the show first started, I had the Housewives on my YouTube channel. I was interviewing Housewives, Mariah Carey, Jennifer Lopez, and the list goes on way back when. Before it was even a thing. Now people are like, ooh, I got celebrities on YouTube. Well,
Got you.
Been done that.
Now, B.
Anyway,
Scott, you said 2 people had you blocked.
Well, but we got to get to why that interaction they were having. So they went to a new low. So basically, Marlo brought up about the shooting that happened at Kandi's restaurant. Kandi got upset, went into the and then said, brought up Marlo's criminal history, and the fact she slashed a girl in the face who later committed suicide.
Damn.
They got real low.
And then Deepak Chopra came in. Was that Deepak Chopra I heard? I heard somebody on that.
Yeah, somebody's talking about healing.
I mean, that was just I think they were just having a moment to kind of recenter themselves.
Right.
And then the other exclusive, or should I just keep it for the other part? Well, the other component of this is that in Portugal, they had your group trip, and there is a recording. So one housewife recorded another housewife having discussion about that housewife kissing another woman on the show. So there it is.
Me. You don't understand that because I
never heard any of this before.
I watched the Housewives franchise and I was confused.
And that's the reason why I'm giving Bravo just a little bit, because I don't want to say who the people were that did the recording and what was, I'm going to give a little bit of reason to watch the show. But that is exclusive. They went to new lows and I can't wait to see it.
I don't watch the show, but I took a sip of that tea and I was like, give me another sip. It sounded good.
Now, before we go, earlier you were telling about 2 people had you blocked.
2 people that got me blocked, and you were telling me that one of them called today to try to come back on the show. Nene.
Yeah, one of them was here in town this week and wanted to host, but
And let me just say this. I want to say this for the record. Nene is the all-time funniest housewife.
Absolutely.
She has the comedic quality that no one else has.
Of course.
We are also, regardless of whether she said so or not, we're friends. So how it got started was she got on the show. Even though I've known Nene the longest, we are friends. I've hung out with her so many times. She said we weren't friends on the show. So by the time the information got to me that she was fired, I said, run the hell out of it. And then when I did, she blocked me.
So you're not friends anymore?
No. Well, I still have love for her. She was not wrong about Bravo. She went about it the wrong way. That's all I got to say.
So when's the last time you spoke to Nene?
Years now.
Damn it, man.
That don't sound like y'all friends.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like
and
your
then
friends.
the other one is Porsha. She blocked me because I put out the exclusive about how she got her peach cobbled by Bolo.
You got her what?
Her peach cobbled by
Peach cobbled?
her.
What?
She
what's name? Smashed.
got it in, smashed, cobbled.
Got it.
I thought you were saying peach cobbler. Yeah,
Peach cobbler,
You don't got to hit dump for that.
See that?
You almost hit the dump. You ain't got to hit dump for that. You almost hit the decent finger on the dump fast.
Yeah. But I got love for Nene and Porsha, and they should unblock me, and I would love to have them both back on Housewives of Atlanta.
You should speak to Nene.
I should.
And Porsha.
And Porsha. Porsha.
Nene's in town.
And if I had slept with Bolo, I would just say, yeah, I did it. Porsha should have owned it. She's so honest with things.
Who's Bolo?
Bolo's
no
the
idea.
stripper. The hung stripper.
Oh, the stripper from like 3
I think his
seasons
name is
ago.
Bolo. Ain't his name Bolo?
I think they done switched out the tea. I was drinking one kind of tea. I think y'all just switched it up.
So Bolo was a couple of years ago. Remember there was the rumor that the stripper came, everybody was drunk, and the stripper smashed somebody?
Yep.
She is allegedly saying that Porsche... Never mind.
And I was the one behind that. So that's why she blocked me.
Oh.
I like her sheets too. She got sheets. I like her sheets. Give me some.
Oh, them
I got
sheets
some
are good.
Porsche
I got them
sheets.
on my bed right now. Them sheets is really good. Them 1800 thread count sheets Porsche got.
Ain't
And
nothing
after
but
you wash
love.
them, yeah, there you go.
You got extra for you.
There you
See,
go.
Porsche,
Pampered by
unblock
Porsche.
me.
That's
See,
right.
pampered by Porsche. I'm
There you
putting
go.
them on my bed.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so first of all, with the Pamper by Porsha, what I hollered at when I did see it was the fact that DJ Envy seemed to have given the pair that Porsha gave to him to LoveBScott. So I feel like that was a bit shady. You know what I'm saying? You didn't wanna use Porsha sheets. What's going on with that? The other thing with Nene and Porsha, y'all might as well unblock him. He ain't saying that too different than a lot of these other folks been saying, like, or block her. I don't know why y'all sitting up there blocking LoveBScott. Like, for what? Might as well just unblock. Saying the same thing. Maybe because you guys are closer with LoveBScott that you feel like certain things shouldn't be said, but it's like, that's the job. It is what it is. Like, I don't understand why y'all so mad. But anywho, what else was said? Okay, so the situation with the kiss. People are alleging that Drew kissed LaToya. But I'm wondering, are we going to see LaToya this season? Because if that is indeed true, then, like, what's the point in bringing it up? Unless you're, I guess, if you're arguing, you just want to insult somebody, then there's that. And if that is what happened, could that be something that led to the triggering of a divorce between Ralph and Drew? Just wondering about that. Now, when it comes to Andy Cohen and hosting the reunions for black shows, I don't know. I don't really see too much of an issue with it. I don't know what the major issue is about it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if that is the case, then maybe he could get somebody else to slide in like he did with Nikki, like for one part of the reunion to ask the tougher questions that he didn't want to have, or just give it up as a whole and just let somebody else just interview all of the people. But I don't really see Andy going anywhere, but I want to know y'all thoughts about it. I kind of felt like a little indifferent. I thought it was interesting to hear LoveBScott call Andy out about that, but at the same time, I mean, I wasn't really bothered by Andy like continuing to host the reunion. As long as he's fair about checking everybody and calling people out. You feel what I'm saying? That's my thing, all right? But that's all I got. Okay, I was on here long enough. You guys go ahead, hop down in the comments. Let me know your thoughts about everything that we just discussed on the quick chat, okay? I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. Please follow me over there on Instagram and Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.